I think yes, but I think that in order to feed as many people are on this earth, that there has been instances like these where animals are in slaughterhouses and having bad upbringings that doesn't allow them to get a fair chance, but also you have to feed people. So creating a stable situation where you can both do it in a humane way and also have good produce. And
No, you're good. We're out here kind of talking about like dynamics between the powerful and the powerless. Do you think like someone maybe being stronger, for example, like smarter than someone else, do you think that gives them the right to like dominate someone else just because of that fact?
no,
Yeah.
I think it's relative to personality.
But like you would agree, like that doesn't, just because someone is smarter or stronger, like that doesn't give them the right, obviously. Right. I agree. So I'm going to kind of flip the script a little bit. Do you think like the animals, for example, that we kind of like send into slaughterhouses or use like in medical testing, like vivisection labs, for entertainment, like in zoos or for clothing, would you kind of say like we're using our power to kind of like dominate them in a sense, like oppress them?
I think yes, but I think that in order to feed as many people are on this earth, that there has been instances like these where animals are in slaughterhouses and having bad upbringings that doesn't allow them to get a fair chance, but also you have to feed people. So creating a stable situation where you can both do it in a humane way and also have good produce and good meats and so forth is the problem.
Yeah. Do you think like though in 2026, like do you think there's anything we like specifically need from animals that we couldn't get from like other sources?
No, I think you could do it, but realistically speaking, you can't change every single person and what they eat. So creating an alternative or at least a more clean way of producing meat is probably the better solution.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that like obviously you can't change everybody, right? Well, only one person, so I mean, like you're not going to change the world. But do you think like from an individual perspective, right? Like just because we can't necessarily change everybody, like does that mean like maybe we shouldn't necessarily try to like make more conscious or like ethical choices in terms of like not necessarily like humane farming, that's what I'm talking about, but like causing like an animal to be put through that system versus like not causing them, like on an individual level? Do you think we should make that choice if we?
Yeah, and you should be conscious about it and do your best due diligence to be able to buy meat where you know it comes from. And if you aren't feeling comfortable eating meat, then find a clean alternative as well, because producing non-meat things and like fake meat and so forth, that also has many byproducts that are bad for the environment and bad for the world. So figuring out a clean solution on both ends is really important.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's issues with that. I want to point out though, if we were to just for sustainability, speaking of that, if we were to actually shift to a plant-based diet, we've actually found that we would free up 75% of our agricultural land. So it's the size of North America and South America combined. So in animal agriculture, for example, is like the leading cause of deforestation, species extinction. So if we were to shift towards a plant-based diet, we'd free up all that land and we'd actually be able to rewild a lot of this deforested land and like make room for a lot of these wild species. Because like right now, for example, like land animals, 96% of the global biomass is these farmed animals that we farm, and then only 4% is actually like wild land animals. So I mean, speaking from sustainability, we actually found that like shifting towards a plant-based diet is more sustainable. But kind of getting away from talking about sustainability, like ethically speaking, if we have other options, do you think like that justifies what we do to these animals?
I think yes, ethically you want to be a good person and you want to do the right thing, and everyone deserves a chance. If you're a tree, trees they work and grow as teams and pairs and root systems, and they're connected. Same with animals, they have a soul and a piece of that. That being said, money drives the world. So you have to figure out a system that allows for money to make sense economically as well. So yes, you can change and you can be ethical and think of, okay, be a good person and do it the right way. But also, if you want to change something, you have to change it in an economical sense.
Do you think like on an individual level though, we could like make like a difference? Because like, for example, like one person saying going plant-based or vegan, it actually can save about 100 to 300 animals or somewhere in between a year from like going into that system. Yeah. So in that sense, like if you were to like say go to the store and instead of buying the steak, or you got to take that, or
I have to take this.
All right. Well,
But I appreciate you
Could
having
I-
this conversation because it's really, really cool and you guys are doing good things.
Yeah, we appreciate you stopping by. Could I give you this resource card? Would you go ahead and check it out?
Yeah.
Or be willing to? This just is our website. You can check this out. It has tons of resources. If you have any questions or you're curious about anything, there's also this documentary. It's called Dominion. It just goes over the standard practice of what happens to animals, in all food, clothing, entertainment, all that. So I just encourage you to check that out.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for stopping
Thanks
by.
for your time.
Have a good one.